Heads or tails, bitch, I'm two-faced. Moving slow, I'm a new race. Out this world in a new space. Cruising through a few states. Pick your poison, I'll let you taste. Heads or tails, bitch, I'm two-faced.
Hey, welcome back. LiveThatSINY, your host, Dreddz. That was just a sample of a new intro. My brother Isaiah in the background, you know what I'm saying? We got more of his story coming up today. Just want to say welcome back. And we're going to start this show off straight from the top. We're going to go into K roster soon to come on the set. Give you a little bit more of what he got coming up. So Lou, started off with that one right there. And we'll be right back.
Rise up Shango and Oya. Yes, that. Rapper guns and this rapper shooting crooked cops. The rotten ones putting our siblings in coffin box. Firing at your brother or sister that's wasting shots. Instead of body your nigga, body your crooked cop. Yeah, let's body your crooked cop. Instead of body your nigga, body your crooked cop. Yeah, let's body your crooked cop. Instead of body your nigga, bullet a crooked cop. Deceased should be all guilty police who violate humanity policy. Justice served when we arm in hand, my G. And Selassie say we all for the death penalty. This is a rap and I'm free to speak, so fuck police. The wicked ones who come in our hood making blood bleed. KKK in police uniforms swarm us in these streets. I'm both innocent and guilty, they trigger finger squeeze. Same crime been going on for centuries. KRS-One told your officers still overseas. Policy of police is to keep the peace. Yet the king of peace can never be the ugly beast. With or without a gun, my meditation's fire, son. Yes, fire. Rapper guns and that's rapper shooting crooked cops. The rotten ones putting our siblings in coffin box. Firing at your brother or sister that's wasting shots. Instead of body your nigga, body your crooked cop. Yeah, let's body your crooked cop. Instead of body your nigga, body your crooked cop. Yeah, let's body your crooked cop. Instead of body your nigga, bullet a crooked cop. Trigger we bullet and put bullet in a crooked cop. Trigger we bullet and put bullet in a crooked cop. 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 Filthy, guilty policeman with black people blood on his hand. It's the Ku Klux Klan with black people blood on his hand. Find out the Ku Klux Klan is the filthy, filthy, guilty politician with black babies blood on his hand.
The Roman is the unnatural. As the Roman influence on the world, you know. But they know the truth, you know. George Washington planted it, you know. You know what I mean? It's been here. It's always been. It's just some law, legal business, you know.
Bill Clinton hustle and smuggle it, you know.
Yeah, hey, District of Columbia, what we got now? Columbia is part of the United States of America, right? So all the capital, just think about that. And them say cocaine come from where? Okay. So I did District of Columbia.
We just ask now that the ones them stop separate with from the naturalists and stop separate us from, you know, such and such. You get me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everything's smooth. We're rolling. We're running.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Because everything has its place and with overs that you all try to set up the place in a certain way. However, that time has, how can I put it, expired. So now,
that's the fire time, man.
Certain people need to go find other iron. Because certain perception has expired. You get me?
Roman night.
Yes.
Everything wrong after God, you know? Everything right after take his glory, you know? His rightful place.
And one more thing before we leave. Karasta music. Wise up and use it.
Rasta music records, music for the spirituality and electricity of the masses. Yeah. Rastafari.
The police them for go and better man. None of that me I tell them I ask. I saw them gone man. You think them easy?
Just right. Police officer, stop harassing a knife for marijuana. Police officer, better you go after the coke and the crack dealer. Police officer, stop harassing Rastafari for marijuana. Police officer, you know see you enforcing not upholding a wrong law. Stop categorizing coke and crack with marijuana. Cocaine is coca leaf, gasoline, lime and ammonia. It's not a natural blend, go ask the farmer in Colombia or the government, Washington District of Columbia. Police officer,
start tampering with the unity in the area. Police officer, tell you listen what they get to you, them a set to ya. Police officer, stop tampering with the unity in the area. Police officer, tell you listen what they get to you, them a set to ya. I know the police work with the rich, them I work with the wizard, I work with the witch. Wow, them so free, feel you up, then so work with the frisk. I know some of them full of your shit, them think them clever, them think them slick, cause all in the case dismissed. Weird, it still exists. Them use that to keep us paranoid, so some people inside still a hide. Unity center still a bite, so the righteous out here still a vibe. Man a vibe and a link up, man a meditate right and a think up. Man a eat good, eat and drink up. Now matter what the system sink up. Me a talk about, yeah, live up in harmony. Not talk about grudge, not agony, yo. Me a talk about unity, cause those come burn them properly, yo. Tell the PO, LICE, so the youth need more LOVE. And we need way more clarity. Now the country you live up, now the city.
Police officer, stop harassing a knife for marijuana. Police officer, better you go after the coke and the crack dealer. Police officer, stop harassing black people for marijuana. Police officer, stop enforcing the river madness propaganda.
The police now, the people them don't like the police now. The police now, I incriminate the ghetto youths them now. The police now, the people them don't like the police now. The police now, I incriminate the ghetto youths them now.
The dirty police, trick at them quick to squeeze. I make innocent blood bleed.
Welcome back. John Dreddz, your host, LiveThatSINY. We was just watching a couple of selections from Kai Rasta. You know, I think I've been saying my brother's name wrong. I've been saying K Rasta for a couple of weeks. Look out for this brother. He will be here soon, live in the studio, performing. Let's just go into a little synopsis of what you just saw. You know, LiveThatSINY is the platform. We bring people in and let them express their views and how they feel. We don't believe in censorship here. So he has a few issues with police officers, and I will be sure to address it when he comes in here front and center, and you know, let him express himself live. As you can see, the music is top quality, top notch, and that's what we look forward to bringing you 6 years straight. LiveThatSINY, and we don't have no plans on stopping. We're expanding the brand. You can look for us in a lot more places than you thought you'll find us. Hopefully, y'all been watching the show and y'all been keeping up with these guests. They're undiscovered, the hottest talent. You ain't gonna see them nowhere else, especially with the stories I get from them. Now, last week we had Adam Zaya here, AKA A Zaya, a very talented young man with a very powerful story to tell. So if y'all missed that from last week, let me just give y'all a recap and, you know, show his story again. Whenever you're ready, Lou.
I'm talking with A Zaya here today in Snug Harbor, and this is one of his favorite places to come and meditate, and where he gets a lot of his inspiration for his work. Good morning, Adam. How you feeling?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Tell us what it is about this place that inspires you.
Really, it's the scenery, you got all the nature around, especially in a place like New York. We kind of miss out on places like this. But being in Staten Island, you know, the borough of Parks, it's good that we still have places like this where you can come and, you know, have a little bit of privacy and solitude away from all the noise and just be around the water, plants. And it's a perfect place to do Tai Chi. This is where I come, places like this where I can write a lot of my songs and draw inspiration just from everything around me and kind of block out the noise of everybody and everything else that may be going on around me. So it's perfect for that.
I understand that you're a Tai Chi practitioner. How does that play in your creativity?
Well, Tai Chi has played a big role in my life in general. It's really a balancing of yin and yang, turning negatives into positives. So a lot of what I do with my lyrics, I'm comparing sometimes the opposites and pretty much bringing them together, two opposite worlds. And it's helped me a lot in my own personal life with certain, you know, health issues and things like that. Being bipolar, actually my trainer who trained me kind of uses Tai Chi as a way, instead of using medication or instead of using other things like that and kind of suppressing those, you kind of use it as Kanye West said, as a superpower pretty much. And you use that energy and create more with it.
So that's interesting. So you found meditation and Tai Chi as a form of helping you deal with occasional bipolar episodes.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I've experimented with many different things. A lot of other people have who suffer from those similar things, but that seems to be the most natural and effective way in dealing with and actually harnessing that in a more productive and positive way.
Getting back to your music, how would you classify your work?
You know, I would put it, if I had to put it in one category, it would be hip-hop more than anything else, but I like to combine genres pretty much, so it's not just one thing. It's right now I'm going to be working with a reggae artist, so my work is open to everything. I don't discriminate. I'll work with whether it's hip-hop, rap, rock and roll, and kind of combine everything that I listen to and add my unique spin on it.
Who would you say were your major influences in the music industry?
I've had so many. I mean, for one, I was listening to Rakim a lot yesterday, so I would say Rakim, Eminem. Immortal Technique was one of the big influences on me wanting to make music myself because he had a completely different message I had never heard before. Tupac growing up. Right now it's more of like Dave East with some of the new guys. A-Boogie, Nav. I listen to everybody and everything, so it's not just those people, but I take what I can from everyone. I think they all have important lessons. Jadakiss, all the Locks, people like that.
How would you like to see your music change the world?
In a positive way, just spreading
a specific kind of message to people people like me, people that have been through certain things. You know, I spent 6 months in a rehab facility. I used to sleep outside at a place like this, so people that have been through certain things, I'd like to get that message to them, to a very specific audience, to everyone, not just them, but specifically help people that may not have that sort of help otherwise.
That's pretty good. You have a short piece you could do for us right now?
Sure, yeah. This song is called We Is the Key, and I'll just do the last part of it. It's a little bit long, but my favorite aspect of it is it's basically I'm taken from different religions because I myself identify as a Muslim, but I believe there's one God. However, you know, he refers to himself as we, so I believe that there's a connectedness between everyone, and God is in everyone. So I wrote, would you believe me if I said the key was in the word we? One God, one love, but we can't see. Puzzle pieces and mystery. They call me Lil A, but I'm Mr. Z. Took a slice, but they missed the G. OD, now my spirit is the free. God knows this is me with no ID. Positive with no ID, putting H in front. The way your eyes looking like you're an Asian blunt, and I'm Caucasian, but I can't hang the trunk. Contemplating hanging trunk. Instead, I write some letters to God, leave them speechless after they said I'm a fraud. Take a leap of faith and forget I'm a fraud. Never said I was God, but my vendetta was odd. I never said I was hard, I just let it decide. I never sweat a facade, I just let him be lied to. I say peace to Muhammad and to Bilal too. I came to kill everything, especially swine flu. So let me remind you, don't really matter, that's why I don't mind you. I asked the devil himself, what was he thinking the day that he signed you? Because you offered me the whole world with everything in it, and still I declined you. Why? Because I know what the time doing, I know what my rhyme doing, I know I'd be lying if I ever said I'm you. Because I'm way better than that. God's son, baby, now what can be better than that? And I know I'm a rookie, but this is how veterans act. Just look at the scoreboard, I'm never regretting the stat. And I'm not from this world, so I know where heaven is at. You stuck on earth now, tell me what level is that? I offer hugs to all of my brothers, now tell me, is that how a terrorist act? And you offer drugs to all your brothers, now tell me how clever is that? I shed my blood all over the world, can somebody get me a map? And I'm hearing sounds in 2019, but really it's never a rap. I put my heart into that, cause cowards are loud, but I know they never attack. Throwing a part of my back, and I'm running circles around them, so no one can get on my track. I'm a different breed, when the world was wrong, I disagreed. They put me in the dirt and ditched the seed, opened up my mind and left my vision free. Now I'm twisting up this different beat, I'm a different breed. Now that's the piece.
Welcome back. I'm hoping you're enjoying that. That was a recap, replay, rewind of Adam Zaya Big Up. Adam Zaya, Zaya, a.k.a. Big up to Lewis Cooper, you know what I'm saying? My director. As you can see, he held the camera down and he came with the tough questions. So big up to Lou. I just want to say I appreciate that video. It inspires me to step up my mentorship program that I got up and coming, so just keep an eye out for that. And they put a spotlight on mental health, specifically bipolar. You learned that there's other methods that you can use to address it. It's not always about medication. Sometimes medication don't work for everybody. Medication might work for a few, but you always have to remember there's side effects behind the medication that you take, and doing something like Tai Chi is way more healthier and way more beneficial for you in the long run. Adam will be back, so just look forward to that, and we will be having his non-French versions of his songs. He's working hard on that, and you will get to see him live with a lot of new material when we do bring him back. If you didn't listen to his last material, don't sleep on him and don't judge that book by his cover or no other book, because he's a very talented young man. He's a little shy, but don't let that stop you from, indulging in his music and listening to his bars. He has a lot to talk about and it's very educational, and it makes sense. He didn't just mumble or humble or bumble nothing right there. He kept it real. So big up to Adam Zaya again, Zaya. And if you've been watching my show, I know you've been noticing I have my brother Ja, two Ja's in the house for the past 3 or 4 shows. and we're going to keep it going because I talk to I-Ja so much, we don't get to see his collective work. And he had a few videos that I noticed on my board, and I said I can't just leave them there because that's just cheating my viewers, it's cheating myself. So we're going to present these videos, and then we'll come back. Let's see, Lou, let's play the first one, and then I'll give a synopsis of it and talk to them a little bit, and then we'll play the next one. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give I-Ja his proper platform also. So stay tuned. First video, I-Ja coming up.
Caribbean people want to hear you. American people have to show you. People like you and me have to tell you. Antigua, me want to hear you. I me say Antigua, me come for Antigua. 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 Me say me take a Europe, me say me come America. Place that me land that a LaGuardia. Man, the first person me sight that a for me mother. Me take a taxi to the Bronx area. Happy find a job, he go help me mother. Me say me find a little job as a carpenter. Me build no house, no skyscraper. The company floor, you take the elevator. Inna the elevator, you see the operator. The operator take you to the super. You know the super, make you meet the plumber. You know the plumber, make you meet the carpenter. Antigua, me come for Antigua. 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 Enough for me hand, say me have a for me sir. You know a for me sir, still a cut lumber. Me have me school gun, said that me a rapper. Pan construction, me a carpenter. Build no house, no skyscraper. The company floor, you take the elevator. Inna the elevator, you see the operator. The operator take you to the super. Caribbean people want to hear you. American people have to show you. People of the world, me have to tell you. Antigua, me want to hear you. Antigua, me come for Antigua. 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 Me say me take a Europe, me say me come America. Place that me land that a LaGuardia. Man, the first person me sight that a for me mother. Me take a taxi to the Bronx area. Happy find a job, he go help me mother. Find a little job as a carpenter. Me build no house, no skyscraper. The company do you take the elevator. Inna the elevator, you see the operator. The operator take you to the super. You know the super, make you meet the plumber. You know the plumber, make you meet the carpenter. Antigua, me come for Antigua. Antigua, me come for Antigua.
Hey, welcome back, LiveThatSINY. As you can see, that's I-Ja turning it up with Antigua. You know, shout out to I-Ja once again. As you can see, that's a very talented brother, and he keeps it on a positive level. You will never find any vulgarity or any cuss words in I-Ja's song. I don't think he even know how to cuss and make music at the same time. So that's a beautiful thing. And there's always a positive message with him. As you can see, he got everybody, he uplifts their spirit. He has the kids dancing in the background. He has the kids singing. And we got more of I-Ja coming up. You know, these are the videos that you didn't get to see while I interview him in the studio. Hopefully you have watched his interviews and they have been insightful. Like I said, we got a lot much more coming up. Just stick with us. I got so much talent for you. I don't know what to do right now. We're going to get into another I-Ja tune right now. And then when we come back, I got a special guest in the house. You know, and I mentioned mental health. I got an expert that wants to come in and you know, we can talk about some issues concerning mental health. So we're going to watch I-Ja quick fast, another video, and then we'll come in and go straight to that interview.
Yeah, nah. What da 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 ding. Dolly me a dolly round the bend.
Da ding. Jaman me take a taxi out of New York City. The place where me stop, me say they call it Kennedy. Me jump in at the plane and then me gonna Dudley. The place where me stay, we call it A and G. Me sight Miss Phillips and then me sight Pansky. Me jump in at me Jeep and then me gonna country. Jaman, me happy check the family. Me check up for me mama, say me check me daddy. Say this a daddy, I just out of New York City. Me come fi ram dance and me happy car party. I think you never know, say me's a born celebrity. I look a lot for that, me say me born a daddy. I write about know me in a New York City. I think you never know, this a black baby. Me come on the land, figure I'm no obsession. Overland, overseas, Jaman, me a give you a day. Me born me sensei in a split day. Me give thanks and praise to His Majesty. Jaman, say this a style and pattern. Come to New York or London. Me come to make every dance from. Me say that some of them are bigger, some of them are say they broader. Tell your daddy I just want me vice prime recorder. You never know when you get on landlord. We live the abroad, me say the time get hard. You have to go in the knee and then you pray to massacre. Hey, you come overland, overseas. We jump in at the plane and then make on a daddy. The place when me say we call it A and G. Beside me Phillips and then beside Pansky. Me jump in and me Jeep and then me gonna country. Jaman, me happy check the family. Me check up for me mama, me say me check me daddy. Say this a daddy, I just out of New York City. Come the ram dance and me have a car party. I think you never know, say me's a born celebrity. And me say Thailand pattern, so with the New York, I miss the with the London. Till you put up your paper, hold up your hand, hold up your hand, the old black man. Hey, Africa, Antigua, Jamaica, Cuba, China, Germany, Barbados.
Welcome back. Dreddz, your host, LiveThatSINY, and as I promised you, we would go straight into live interview. I got my brother-in-law in the house looking crazy right now. It's such a pleasure to have him here, finally. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let him introduce himself, and then we're going to get straight into this real talk topic.
Shout out to all the viewers out there. My name is Trayvon Murden, better known as Little Joe, a.k.a. Jeezy. I had the name first.
right now.
Besides the rapper Jeezy, shout out to Young Jeezy. And, you know, it's a pleasure to be here with y'all today. Love, peace, and happiness to the whole world out there.
All right now, so you've been in the studio, you know what I'm saying, watching the show live, and when I talked about mental health, it touched the area with you, so you just want you to express yourself and let them know what mental health means to you. And
yeah, well, you know, as you said before, you know, as you just said, you know, yeah, I was sitting, you know, on the sidelines, and you know, I heard you touch on mental health, and I'm very familiar with mental health issues. You know what I'm saying? Me myself, you know, I suffer from mental health.
all right.
And very, you know, in very different areas. My ex-wife, you know, a lot of family, a few family members, you know, I seen go through it. But the funny thing about mental health is most people don't want to admit that they suffer from mental health issues.
Because when you say you got mental health, that's just like saying you're crazy, basically.
Right. You know, I mean, you know, most people would, I mean, it don't necessarily mean that you're crazy.
Having mental health don't mean that you're crazy.
Right. You know, it's just, you know, it's just certain things that you have to see
within yourself.
But I will say it will drive you crazy if you don't address it or if you don't get, the help for it. It will drive you crazy because you're not addressing it and there's no resolution, before you. So.
And not only that, most people with mental health issues don't seek help because I guess they're embarrassed or, like I said before, they just don't want to admit that they actually have a mental health issue. But
that's one part of it, but then, you have the spectrum where the facilities they might put you in, you're in danger of people beating you up, robbing you, raping you, God knows what's going on over there. They over-medicating you. They don't want to let you home because you're worth more to them staying in a facility than going home,
Yeah, well, it's a big business as far as with the mental health medication and things like that. But I just want to say those that's out there that suffering with mental health, don't feel ashamed to, seek help, professional help. Go talk to someone,
Talk to the right people. Talk to people that got time to talk back to you and give you the proper advice. Don't talk to people that's like, yeah, all right. Because, once again, it's not being addressed, and that right there might trigger something to drive you even more crazy,
Yeah, it's true, and you got depression, you got bipolar, you got schizophrenia, you got mood disorders. It's all kind of things out there. Like, for example, I know someone that's real close to me that they suffer from bipolar disorder, and they just don't want to seek the help. They don't want to admit that that's an issue that they have. So their condition is getting worse. Because I guess they just don't, want to, I mean, as for me with my mental health issues, like I said, I had to accept the fact that, if I do,
But you have to accept it, and you have to just seek that resolution and, seek some kind of something for it. Like, it's not just you personally, it's not just the next person, it's not just me. We live in a city where our police officers are being affected by mental health, and every day we turn on the TV and there's a new one that killed themselves, okay? Thank God they stopped somebody, an officer, over the weekend with the gun in his mouth already, and they was able to stop him. And that was just a minor traffic stop. And he was ready to end his life for that. So, it's not just me and you and our neighbors and our neighborhoods. There's people in higher positions. There's people just all around the world facing this mental health. And until we address it as a whole, okay, it'll never be no resolution and there will never be no end to it.
I agree.
So when you're going through one of your mental health episodes, what is it that you use to calm you down or to bring you back and to get you grounded? You know what I'm saying?
Well, for me, music is very therapeutic for me. I read. Might watch a movie or something, I suffer more from depression than anything. I like, that's really more of, and mood disorders, Some days I'm good, some days I'm not, So what I try to do is just try to stay busy. For the last few months or whatever, I really haven't been myself lately,
You gotta fix that. You know what I'm saying?
But I pretty much been holding on. I'm a work in progress.
I mean, you named a lot of good hobbies and a lot of good things that you use as distractions from having an episode or one of those attacks. Then you need to indulge in it more, okay? If reading is going to do that much for you, then you need to be at the library as soon as they open up and be the first person there. And they got 1 billion books in there for you to just indulge in, you know what I'm saying, and lose yourself in, as well as music, you know what I'm saying? You're very talented. You're another person that I know, and from young, like 16 years old, that has a talent for music, writing, air. You come from a talented family. Your mom sing. Your brothers and sisters sing also. So, you know, maybe you need to pull that back out. Don't think you're done with that yet, just because you are older young man. You're not done with that. Bring that music back out. Bring that atmosphere that you need, not those dark clouds and, you know, the depressing stuff. The stuff that makes you happy, do it more. Just try to get around people that's either where you're trying to get to, or they can help you get to a better place than where you at now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, it's you know, like I said before, man, you know, it's real, you know, and the first like I said, the first step to healing is to admit that you also have a problem. You know, it's a lot of, you know, people out there that suffer tremendously from mental health, and they don't want to seek professional help because, once again, I'm gonna say it again, that they feel that they don't have an issue or a problem.
But you know, like mental
they don't
health.
want to take the medication. Not because you're phone. They don't want to take the medication. You know, I mean, not all cases. You know, not every case. You know, a person need medication, but for those who, you know, do, you know, don't be ashamed to take the medication if it helps. You know what I'm saying? If it helps you, you know, from not, you know, going into them, you know, them panic modes or whatever, this, that, and the third. And when you do take the medication, make sure it's the right medication, you know, that, you know, will help your issue. Because another thing, too, with the medication is that a lot of times it don't be the right one, you know, for the problem. Like you said before, like, there's so many side effects to the medication, you know, and if you on the wrong medication, it could actually make your condition worse. You know what I mean? If you're not, you know, prescribed the right medication. So, you know, I just, you know.
Let me just ask you this question, because right now you probably got my viewers buzzing like bees. This is Staten Island, home of the killer bees. Have you ever been prescribed the medicine? Have you ever been given the wrong medication? And what's like your experience if you ever had the medication? Because normally when I see people on that medication, it turns them into zombies. It turns them into like the Walking Dead. You know what I'm saying? It just takes control of their mind. It's unbelievable. It's like a blank, just, you know, body there and no soul.
Well, for me, I never was too much keen on medication. You know what I mean? But I sat down with a lot of therapists and psychiatrists and everything, and they try to prescribe me. But it just, you know, it's just not my thing. Like I said, I suffer more from depression and mood disorder. You know, I really don't talk too much about it, or, you know, things like that.
I mean,
but,
guess what? You're helping some people today right now. There's some people that's going to watch this show, and they're going to be like, you know what? I'm glad they took it to that topic, because, like I stated before, it's almost like nobody cares. Nobody really can know what you're going through unless they're experiencing it themselves, or, you know. So this is helping a lot of people, and this is what we're doing this for, so this topic could be more open and not such one of those taboo topics where you got to go hide somewhere to address this right here. Because personally, I'm tired of seeing shows, and especially when it comes to men, where they only want us to talk about politics or sports, you know what I'm saying? Any other type of real life issues, we never get to address. But then you watch all of these other shows, The View, The Real, The This, The That, where they put 4 ladies up there, and they're supposed to speak for them, themselves, and us. You know what I'm saying?
Totally agree.
You know, and this is not a topic that's coming up unless mental health affects their makeup or something of that aura, you know. So I'm glad, once again, that we're addressing this. How do you feel it? Because we got a mayor who came into office and his wife took over the mental health initiative, and they've been saying that the money is not being allocated the right way. So, you know, how do you feel about that? Do you feel, what programs, if you was running that, what programs would you start up with that money?
Like I said, for me, I mean, if it was up to me with my hands, I would open up some type of facility, you know.
Because you know,
when people
brought up the Tai Chi to the table.
Yeah, you know, right. I would open up some type of mental health facility. I'm not talking about a G building type situation where they lock you in. I'm talking about a kind of facility where, you know, people could just relax, because 9 times out of 10, you know what I'm saying, we deal with so much as far as pressure, dealing with pressure, life, you know, responsibility and stuff like that. And everybody can't handle it. But some people just don't deal with that at all. So sometimes we just got to get away. You know what I mean? So I will open up some type of facility where you could come and relax, short stay, relax, you know, get good rest, eat whatever, and just forget about whatever it is that's on your mind at the moment that would trigger your anxieties, that would trigger your panic, what's the word I'm looking for?
Panic attack?
Panic attacks, things like that. You know, those the kind of facilities, you know, I think we need, and I think we need people in position that is truly trained to really listen, you know what I mean, and really understand what's going on with the individual at the moment, if you will, like, if I must say, like, things like that, you know, because we got a lot of these professional therapists, and they just sit there.
That's what they get paid.
Just to get paid, yeah,
right.
Yeah, right. They just, yeah, you know what I mean?
That's like the modern day hustle now.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to the teachers, when it comes to even the bus drivers. Sometimes I get on a bus and a bus driver is so rude. I don't understand how they in a public position like that. And this is how you talk to. You wouldn't be dropping a bus if customers didn't get on there.
I witnessed that myself.
You know, you wouldn't be going. The doctor can't make money if I don't get sick and I'm not there, you know. And I stated before, I'm glad you brought up the G building, because that's the type of environment that I was speaking of before, when you go in there to get help. And then it's like you're trapped. You're a prisoner in there. You're a prisoner of war, okay? It's easy for them to over-medicate you and don't have to worry doing nothing for you. Leave you in your feces, leave you in your bodily fluids, okay? Leave you in the same clothes for days and days, and, you know, just have no moral conscience to it. To me, those are the crazy people right there. To even do something like that, like, how you do something like that and think nobody else is watching?
Yeah, some of them facilities, and I'm glad you mentioned that too. That's why most people that suffer severely from mental health really don't like to go, because some of them facilities, man, the conditions that they do have them living in is very bad, you know. And like you said, like, it's big business in medication. So, like we spoke on earlier, some of the medications that be prescribed to some of these mental health patients is not the right medication for them. So they be running around like zombies and things like that, and you know, they don't be, and they listen. The remedy is not to suppress the emotion; it's to
address it.
You know. And that's the first thing that they be quick to do. Oh, just suppress the emotion. Well, how can you heal if you don't never treat the problem? Like, I don't know if I'm making sense when I say that, but like, you know, like that be the first thing they do. Oh, just suppress it. You know, they give them medication, have them running around looking like zombies, drilling from their mouth, this, that, and third. And that's not everybody's case, man. Some people just need somebody to talk to.
The majority of them, if they took the time to talk to them individually and find out what their issues are individually, it's not about a textbook, and you can't treat everybody the same way when you're dealing with mental health or anything of that kind, any type of issue you're having, okay? We're all different. Our chemical mix-up is different. That's why one medication might work for you, but it might not work for the next person. But the thing is, don't just over-medicate them, you know, on your end, and you feel that issue is being addressed. It's not being addressed. It's almost like you put something on pause, and then you unpause it later. And now when you unpause it, it can escalate to something, you know, one of these horror stories that we see on TV where people just lose it. You know what I'm saying? Anything else you want to say? Like, it's taking you a while to get to this set. You've been in the studio before, but you're going to come on my set. So, first of all, you have to shout your moms out and your family, because you're going to be on TV and they're going to be watching and they're going to get you. Because you ain't saying, why not?
Well, you know, like I said, man, like you said, you know, I've been on the sidelines, you know, for quite some time, and I sat through a lot of good segments, you know, as far as on the show, but this one actually touched me because I'm actually going through something personal right now with my significant other, and not to put her out there, put her business out there, but she suffered from mental health as well, and she don't, you know, want to admit that she have a problem, but she do. And
how long y'all been together?
Oh man,
I'm gonna put you on the spot, because these are the questions that my viewers is sitting behind this TV screen asking, you know.
About 14, 15 years.
All right, man.
And yeah, she suffered majorly from mental health issue, and you know, I just want the, you know, like I said before, I just want, you know, those who's watch.
How can she help you to help her?
Well, first of all, you gotta help she gotta help herself before.
That's a good start.
Yeah, and then actually she, you know, she gotta want the help. You know, like we said before, most people, it's millions and millions of people that's walking around that's suffering severely from mental health, and they don't. First of all, we all got something.
Oh, especially anybody that watch those channels where they talk a lot of alternative facts. I've never heard of an alternative facts. It's either true or it's not true. You know what I'm saying? So all of those people that believe alternative facts, they got issues, okay? Majority of people who are going through something, okay, like you stated before, they need somebody to talk to and you need to talk it out. Sometimes just talking about things, it shows the picture and a different visual, and you can make choices and you can make better decisions. You know what I'm saying? Mental health is something, do you think is inherited? Do you think it is inherited through the genes, or you think it's inherited through the conditions that you grow up in and the conditions that you're exposed to? Because we put up, as a people in a whole, we put up with a whole bunch of discouragement and times and trials and tribulations that other races don't go through that right there, and that causes a lot on your mind, a lot in wear and tear on your mind. Just your brain can't register certain things. You know what I'm saying?
I really don't know.
All right.
You know,
hey,
like
I can't fault you for that right there.
Yeah, I really don't know.
Can't fault you for that.
I mean, like I said, like, I know for me, like, myself, I'm a work in progress every day. And another thing that we tend to do with mental health issues is self-medicate. You know what I mean?
And that's different from what the doctor's giving you.
It's different, but you know that, you know, we trick ourselves into believing like that's the solution to the problem as well, self-medicating. But then that can make things worse a little bit.
A lot of it, okay? And that's not even a word. So, self-medication
it's not the key.
Right.
To all the viewers out there that's listening, we may think it's the key, but trust me, it's not. It can make matters worse depending on the situation. So, like I said before, because I believe we don't have much time left.
We don't. And guess what? We are going to give my viewers some medication right now. Lou, can you give us the wow, wow, wow? Let's uplift yourself. Let's uplift myself. Let's uplift the viewers right now. And then we'll come back and we'll wrap it up.
I me say, Lord of mercy, Daddy, I join the party to make everyone feel irate. Crowd of people come follow me. I me say, why? The baby them a die. The mothers them a cry. On the scene, ban a pure siren, M16, submachine, AR-15. The school is not a place for you bring your machine. It's a place kids come for learning. Say me no want no more classroom shooting. We want more safety for the school children. I me say why? The baby them a die. The mothers them a cry. Police them come with them big SWAT team. Next come ambulance on the scene. Mothers are bad, children are scream. Special report on every TV. CNN and NBC. Say all want me hear them just murder somebody. So tell me why? The baby them a die. The mothers them a cry. Say everyone bawling about each tragedy. People them a say that it's pure misery. Gunshot a kill everybody. Say what is happening in the community? Too much guns, too much brutality. There must be a way for us to live free. Spread more love and unity. Say whether you're a man or you're a lady. Say let's come together as one family. Mercy! So tell me why? The baby them a die. The mothers them a cry. Police them come with them big SWAT team. Next come ambulance on the scene. Mothers are bad, children are scream. Special report on every TV. CNN and NBC. Say all want me hear them just murder some. So tell me why? The politicians them a lie. They now look out for eye. Then just a fight eye and eye. I me say too much youth a die. I me say why? The baby them a die. The mothers them a cry. Pan the scene, man a pure siren, M16, submachine, AR-15. The school is not a place for you bring your machine. It's a place kids come for learning. Say me no want no more classroom shooting. We want more safety for the school children. I me say why? The baby them a die. The mothers them a cry. Why? Me say the youth them a die. Then I look out for eye. The politicians them a lie. Then just a fight eye and eye. I me say why? The baby them a die. The mothers them a cry. Why? Me say the youth them a die. Then I look out for eye. Then just a fight eye and eye. Say too much youths are die.
the why. All right, now, I told you that's uplifting music right there.
Very much so.
Yeah. Any final words? Because we definitely got to bring you back. If you didn't watch this episode, then you better catch it when it come back on, because you missed a lot of powerful, and
Well, like I said, man, those that suffering, man, you're not alone out there. Find somebody who you could talk to. Suicide is not the key, because I really don't know what's the what you call it, like the suicide rate.
Statistic.
Yeah, that statistic on suicide, but I know suicide is at its most high now, because like I said, most people feel like they are alone. I want you to know that you're not alone in this. You know what I mean? You're not the only one that's that's going through it. So just find somebody. If it's your pastor, if you talk to a rabbi, just if it's a friend or anybody, just find somebody who you could talk to. And I just want those people to know that you're not alone.
All right. Big up. And we have came to an end of this show. I want to thank you for watching. Dreddz, your host. Leave me some comments. Please go to the YouTube channel, the YouTube page. Go to any one of these emails behind. I don't want to block it, but Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm where you can find me. Just hashtag LiveThatSIny. Excuse me. But until next time.
Love, peace, and happiness.
Lou, we're going to drop that early, because they ain't going to get enough at 2 minutes. So.
They can't go where I am going. What I know they're never knowing. Keep it moving, never slowing. What I'm doing, never showing. Heaven and forever growing. Still I'm with the devil flowing. They can't go where I am going. What I know they're never knowing. Keep it moving, never slowing. What I'm doing, never showing. Heaven and forever growing. Still I'm with the devil flowing. It's secrets I'm forever keeping. Dreaming but I'm never sleeping. Hungry but I'm never eating. Freezing inside every season, cause my heat is never leaving. Beating on my heart is bleeding. How I get these letters cheating. Settle scores I'm getting even. Never reach my levels beating. Demons giving me a reason. Hate this beat, it keeps repeating. And let me switch this shit the fuck up. Tell your bitch to shut the fuck up. Sick of how she's acting stuck up. Just like her, you're such a suck up. Curse, but now I got my luck up. Now I'm just unstoppable. And they say it's impossible. I say okay, watch me do it. Master, this is not a student. See the mountain, gotta move it. Say you're hot, you gotta prove it. Shahada for Jahana music. I don't gotta say shit, I just do it. God moving his body through it. They can't go where I am going. What I know they're never knowing. Keep it moving, never slowing. What I'm doing, never showing. Heaven and forever growing. Still I'm with the devil flowing. They can't go where I am going. What I know they're never knowing. Keep it moving, never slowing. What I'm doing, never showing. Heaven and forever growing. Still I'm with the devil flowing. I'm the Rolling Stone Rosetta drop. My Beretta got forever hot. I never stop. A redder dot, yeah, headed shot. Getting better head, she read a lot. Said too much, I said a lot. Many tears I shed a lot. Said that you're my friend, you're not. Always been my